What up and welcome to my channel, and I'm back with another delicious recipe. You know what it was, you knew. So today I'm making a creamy, dreamy Rotel dip. Okay, this was for my girl Lorenza. Okay, she needed something for work. She wanted me to whip her up something real quick. I'm always here to do favors. Okay, this is all the ingredients I'll be using. They will be listed below also. So let's get into it, but make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Okay, and make sure you comment. Okay, drop some comments. Let me know if it's anything you want me to make, experiment with, whatever, because you know that's what I do over here. If you're new here, that's my thing. I like to experiment and just try different things. So speaking of experiments, if you looked at those ingredients that I just showed, which like I said I will have down below, they have Mexican VELVEETA now. Like, it literally says Mexican on it. I had to get it. Okay, anytime I can test the limits but still kind of keep it to the traditional recipe, since this was being made for 10 or more people, I'm gonna do it. Okay, so off the rip, and I even found the Mexican style Rotel. They had that with the lime and cilantro. I love that. Okay, I love me some lime and I love me some cilantro. And basically, this is Rotel dip gives me Mexican vibes for like Taco Tuesday, things like that, because this is fire. Okay, and you're gonna see it at the end. Fire with some lime chips. Okay, anything with lime. Listen, I tried them with some hint of lime tortillas, and they did what they needed to do. Okay, I recommend to try with any. You could try really with any tortilla, because of course some people like the regular nacho. I like flavors. Okay, so that lime with this Rotel dip, fire. Hint of lime tortillas, anything. Oh, maybe even guacamole. I want to try guacamole chips, fam. Okay, now I'm gonna be using 2 meats, because I get what I can find. So I'm using 2 pounds of ground beef, and then a pound of pork sausage. Okay, breakfast sausage, if that's what you want to call it. Pork sausage. Okay, if you don't know about that, because you can use the regular just ground beef if you want to, but the sausage adds a lot of flavor. Okay, I don't know what that's about, but it adds so much flavor, y'all. Okay, trust the process. Trust me. Okay, like I said, if you're not new here, even if you are, trust the process. You saw how I looked in the beginning. This is the process of getting to that ending, okay? Getting to that masterpiece, okay? So we're going to brown our meat, okay? I just put the onion in there with some little butter, and we're going to we're going to brown the meat, okay? Brown the meat together, okay? And then we can start adding all the other ingredients in. But while this meat is browning, I got some other things to chop. We're going to chop up the cheeses. So the Velveeta cheese, the cheddar cheese I got, and the cream cheese. This is how the meat looked when it was brown. Drain your meat. Okay? Drain your meat. Make sure you drain it. I'm going to keep saying it. Drain your meat. So I don't want nobody asking me if I drained it. I drained the meat. Okay? So you drain yours too. So that's all I did here. I just made sure the meat was brown. Now, also, in this process here, I'm actually making sure the meat ain't clumped up. Okay? Because I don't like big clumps of meat and no dip and nothing that I'm eating when it comes to ground beef. If I'm going to eat it, it needs to be grounded. Okay? It needs to be grounded up. It needs to be like, you know what I'm saying. You see what I'm doing? We don't want no big chunks of meat. Make sure your meat is chunked up. I really could have used my meat masher, But I've said in another video, I don't even use my meat masher for what I need to be using it for. I don't even know if that's a meat masher or I think that's a potato masher. I be using my potato masher that was what I was using actually. In the beginning, that little gadget, that was my potato masher. Anyway, let's stay into it. This is the Mexican Velveeta cheese. I found it at Walmart. Okay, just so you ain't gotta ask. Found it at Walmart. It might be at your Walmart too. Either way, I was either gonna go with the queso blanco or I was gonna go with either the queso blanco or the regular Velveeta, but I seen this was as an option, and they had another flavor too. I forgot what it was, but Mexican Velveeta is what I want. It got like jalapenos in the cheese. Listen, fire. Okay, it's not too spicy for those that's asking. This whole thing was not spicy. This dip was not spicy, even though you think it is. So, jalapenos are spicy. This was not as spicy as you think. Okay, I'll say this was like a moderate heat, because it wasn't even spicy. Like, I probably could have added some chopped jalapenos, which I was thinking about anyway, but I didn't. But I could have added some chopped jalapenos to this to really give it, if I really wanted to spice it up. But, I just left it how it was. And Only seasonings I really added was the Cajun seasoning, and I added a little bit of orange pepper. But with all these cheeses, it won't need so much. It won't even really need no seasoning. I'm not even gonna hold you. You won't really need to season this that much. Still taste it, just in case you do. Just in case you gotta add a little, salt, pepper, something like that. But you ain't gonna really need to do that. You ain't gonna really need to do much. So drain your meat, put it back in the pot. Okay, this is back in the pot. Then I added the big thing of Rotel tomatoes. Okay. For some reason, I thought I wasn't gonna be adding both, but I wanted it. And it's crazy because her reaction of when I, because I said I was making this for my friend, her reaction when I brought it to her, she was like, it was the reaction I get all the time, where basically I made too much, or she didn't think I was gonna make that much. When you ask me to make something, and that's for anybody in the future, anything like that, you ask me to make you something, just know the portion gonna be big. I can't help it. Okay, it's instilled in me. My family. You know what I'm saying? How the family grew up, our portions. I'm used to feeding a larger amount of people. I'm used to being around a larger amount of people just from my childhood. Even though it's the total opposite now. It's crazy because how I cook now, you would think I still have a big family, and I don't. Okay? I really don't. I really don't have no family in Michigan anymore. My parental's down in North Carolina. You feel me? So I don't even have a big family, but I still love cooking. And the more I meet people, especially with the networking and stuff like that, that's why I don't care about feeding people, because people know, like, if you know me for real, you know how much I love to cook. So anytime somebody asks me to make them something, I'm going to make it. Okay. And she paid me. Anytime a paying customer is going to get whatever they want. Okay. Anybody listen, it was her. And then she was actually, I met her. She was actually one of my previous coworkers from my last jobs. So, her and another one of my coworkers from that same job, I just made her something too. So, I like working 9 to 5s. Basically, it helps to get those connections, but I have to branch out, and I'm trying to get more social media connections too. Like, as I grow my following, I have to build this with connections. That's what it's all about. So after I added everything in, all the cheeses, that was the Velveeta cheese, that was the block of cheese, and some cream cheese. Okay. I thought I was just going to use one thing of cream cheese, but I ended up adding 2. So 8 ounces of cream cheese, a little 8-ounce block of mild cheddar cheese, and then the big old thing of, like, the regular size thing. I guess it's the 750 size of the Velveeta cheese is what I got. So basically and technically the big one. It's the big one compared to because the smaller one is like 550 and the other one is like 748. So 548, 748. I got the 748. I just added everything in because it's easier for some people to put it in the oven. Because you can always add everything, once the meat brown, you can add everything to a baking dish. The cheese is blocked up and all that. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make it on the stove. I didn't want to have to worry about no baking. But like I said, that's always an option. I've seen the option of people putting everything in a baking dish and then once it all melted, then mixing it all together, which that look cool too. But like I said, I prefer to just do it, work the wrist. It's all in the wrist. So I don't mind. Look at that. You could also turn this into a pasta, but this is too much for a pasta. Like you see, it's almost filling the brim of the pan. So half of this, if you want to make a pasta out of this, you could take out maybe half of this, add some heavy cream, just a little bit, and then add you some pasta, and then boom, you got a you got a Rotel pasta. It works out. Like I said, fire with some tortilla chips, some hint of lime, or lime, anything with lime in it. Okay, it's going to be fire. The chips I had with the hint of lime. But if you can get some full lime, that'll be fire. I feel like some guacamole chips would be fire with this. Or basically any Dorito. Literally. Because the Flaming Hot Limon Dorito definitely be fire too. Because like I said, I'm a lime girl. I love lime. It took me a minute. I just started liking lime last year. Okay. Because I was getting my Mexican tacos and I wasn't putting lime on that first. And now I gotta put the lime on it. I need my lime. I need it on all Mexican dishes now. I need to just squirt the lime all over the thing. Like, I need that. Okay? That taste, that flavor, I like that. It's beautiful. This was delicious. They loved it. She loved it. Okay? You're gonna love it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back for more recipes. Okay? I'll be back. Fire. Look at that. Look, fire. Go on and make this. Make it. You is not going to regret it. I promise.